Albert Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Is that you? Well, if your financial health is ailing, your New Year's resolution might be to change your money handling routine. Our financial advisor, Elaine Beadle, is here to help. And Elaine, I guess the first question as we move into the new year, how do we get a handle on our money once and for all?
Right. Well, I think, I hear a lot of people say, I make a lot of money, but I have nothing to show for it. Well, there's two reasons. One of two reasons is happening. First of all, you really are spending too much and you need to cut back. Or second of all, you're being too generous. It's frittering away, and you just don't have control over that side of it as well. So you really do need to do something different. You need to create an action plan. You need to implement it in 2016 so you don't have the same result as you had in 2015. Now the bad news is to save money you need to spend less. But the good news is you're totally in control. It's all up to the individual.
So, and all of that, where do we start? Where's that defining point to really begin?
Well, if the problem is you're truly spending too much, you've got to do the budget. And I know universally that's a bad word. Nobody likes to think about doing that, but you really need to see where you can save some money. So start by listing your fixed expenses, which would be your mortgage, your car insurance, your utilities, insurance premiums, childcare, whatever it is, and then really look at that list. And if you find out that it is truly the mortgage and the car loan that just are out of line, you may have to downsize and you may have to consider buying a less expensive car the next time. But if it's your cell phone bill or your cable bill, maybe you should call the provider and say, hey, I'm trying to reduce. What can I do to get a lesser cost here? Maybe they'll reduce your plan. Maybe they'll help you find something less expensive. So do that. Second thing is then look at your variable expenses, because that's where you could really make some changes. Your food, your clothing, your entertaining, your vacations, those are all discretionary spending. So look at ways that you can spend less in those categories. Set a limit and don't go over it. So shop sales, use coupons, substitute items, chicken for steak. Don't buy brand labels. Do something different in your clothing. So there's lots of ways that you can do that, and so that's what you really need to focus on there. Now, if you have trouble with your budget, then what you can do is go online, find something that helps you organize your budget, as well as maybe give you some idea of what the amount you should be spending given a family of your size.
So the overall theme with that is take charge. If you don't tell your money where to go, it's going to tell you where it's going.
Exactly.
In other words. So what if the problem is not the personal living expenses, but maybe you're just being too generous with giving to others?
Right. Well, here that's hard. You're frittering it away, and that's sometimes hard to say no. But what you really need to do is focus on how much do I need to save for my own financial security, and save that first. So if it's retirement that we're looking at, determine that amount, put it aside. Then once you put that money aside, you spend for your normal living expenses. Anything left over you can share with family and friends without feeling too guilty about it. But there's two consequences if you go down that route. First of all, your adult children may never learn to be financially responsible themselves. And if you don't achieve your own financial security, you may become a burden to them. So not good results either way.
New Year's resolution, do it differently.
Absolutely, and your sanity will come back, I promise.
All right, amen to that. Elaine Beadle with Beadle Financial, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.